Today's episode is brought to you by Mazars.
SoundCartel.
From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. There are many stereotypes that hold fast over decades of change, and one of those is the idea of stereotypical salesmen. And I say salesman with intention. Men still dominate the role, and there's still a perception that in order to succeed in sales, you need aggression and a win-at-all-costs attitude. But nothing could be further from the truth, says Sue Barrett, sales expert and CEO of Barrett Consulting Group. Studies show that women bring specific qualities that differ from traditional sales stereotypes, often leading to better sales results. Sue Barrett's talking to Chris Ashmore.
With the stereotypes, often women have been seen as too weak to do sales, which is just weird because they're not. Their sales abilities, from communication, negotiation skills, etc., have often been undermined and undervalued. Doesn't mean that there aren't exceptions out there, but just to give you some idea of statistics, because women are fantastic at sales. According to a US study in 2021, women only make up 29% of sales representatives and 26% of sales managers in the US at the moment, which is one of the most sales-led countries in the world, even though they often outperform their male colleagues. And it showed that there's a lack of female representation there. Obviously, it's usually attributed to negative stereotypes, sexism, poor recruitment methods. There's still a gender wage gap there, and with women receiving lower salaries than their male counterparts. So there's a lot of work to be done.
A lot of work. Well, are there different reasons why women go into sales than men?
There are some women that do choose sales careers because they can see the opportunity, but a lot of women fall into sales through necessity. It's something that they didn't necessarily choose. Like I said, the stereotypes of selling aren't necessarily very attractive. And then once women kind of find themselves in there, they usually work their way around it. But yeah, most women find themselves in sales by default through necessity.
As you suggest, women are very good at sales. What is it that they bring to the table that men don't?
What clients want, let's look there first. And what most humans want is to be heard and understood. They want to be able to work with people they trust. They want to be able to solve problems. They don't want to be bullied or tyrannized by aggressive, forced into a corner kind of scenario. No one wants that. People want to be able to work with other people successfully. That's good selling. That's what it is. And finding issues, solving problems, getting stuff done, sorting things out, being flexible to look at what's possible, working with people collaboratively. That's what women do really, really well. Not every woman, but that's what women in sales are known for. And this is what good selling is. And it doesn't mean that men can't do this. Of course men can do this. But like I said, those old sales stereotypes, that kind of hyper-masculine kind of, competitive thingy that gets thrown out there as the sort of stock and trade sales trope is so far from good selling. There's this Forbes study that showed that 74% of clients would buy from salespeople if they felt heard and understood. And so having these deep listening skills, good questioning skills, the ability to deal with variability, good project management skills. The other thing too is that women really work well selling as a team, using the organisation, orchestrating internal resources, keeping people appraised with what's happening, because selling is a team sport. It's not just an individual thing. In the olden days when you were selling transactionally and you could make your commission off transactional type sales, they've all gone online now. But back then it is quite single pointed. But in a complex world now, you've got a range of people involved, usually from your organisation, working with a range of people involved, often from the other organisation. And you've got to create that lovely sort of team approach where you work together. And women tend to be much better at coordinating and organising and listening and sorting out and getting stuff done that actually people can collaborate together and deliver great results.
And leaders as well. There's evidence to suggest that female sales leaders have an edge over their male counterparts.
What we've found is that research into sales management is found that when sales teams are actually led by competent women, there's a lot of positive outputs. They often do have greater sales results, not by huge margins, but certainly they perform better. But what they're also doing, and what women tend to do, is that they have superior performance with customers and higher sales per unit. They do provide a much healthier work environment, effective organisation performance. They have higher employee retention, better job satisfaction, more involvement. And here's the other interesting thing. Women-led sales teams also tend to be more gender diverse than men-led teams. And also what we found is that when you've got more gender diverse teams, you also get a diverse range of clients. I don't mean they're outside your target market, but you get a diverse range of clients, which makes your sales pipeline and results much healthier. So the women-led sales teams tend to create more diversity, and we know diversity is healthy. So monocultures are not, diverse cultures are. And so this is where you actually are seeing this really interesting approach here. And I've just got something here, some research from the University of Illinois in Chicago, for example. Organizations with more gender diversity had a 15% higher profit margin. And additionally, businesses with more women board directors had a 42% better return on sales than businesses with fewer women board directors. Smart companies are actually now looking to bring on board more women. They get a lot of stuff done.
Mm. Well then, how does a business go about recognising and encouraging women in their organisation to embrace sales and ultimately help the company bottom line?
So what we have to do is highlight and promote the work of women in their sales teams. We need to promote that more to show what women are actually doing. I think it's important too that we position the sales profession, its processes and principles as essential commercial life skills that actually give women more agency and power over their careers, their earning capacity and life choices. So we want to be able to position this as a great career for them and create environments that are not hostile to that. We also need to help women develop and master the knowledge and skills and mindset around very skillful sales leaders and people. You need to help women have greater visibility and influence and presence in their industry. So put them out there, get them out there, share the stage with them. Things like influencing and driving positive change by actually placing competent women in these roles, sales and sales leadership roles, because that will obviously, you can't be what you can't see. That will create more opportunity. And help redefine these negative, old, outdated stereotypes of sales. Let's just stop going, ooh, yuck, sales. Let's actually look at sales as an amazing career, which it is, and actually reframe that. I would include all genders in actually creating respectful, safe, supportive and highly productive sales cultures, not these toxic kind of big game hunting, I'm going to outsell you crap. They're fear-based, those cultures. We want to have supportive, positive, constructive, team-based cultures that actually encourages everyone to flourish. And that includes peer-to-peer networking and allyship. And then basically, if we can reposition the sales profession, its processes and principles, if we can create a world that actually values inclusivity, diversity, inclusion, respect, and all of those sorts of things, everybody will win. So it takes conscious effort. You know me, I've been around a long time and I've been working on this ever since I can remember. But the conditions are now right for this. Human-centered businesses, really seeing the value of humans working together. And I think it's time that gender diversity in sales isn't just about equality and social justice. It's actually about better business performance, greater reputations, loyal clients, healthy cultures, and much more prosperous communities. Because the sales profession has changed. People just need to catch up with it.
That was Sue Barrett, CEO of Barrett Consulting Group. Business Essentials Daily is a SoundCartel podcast. Producers are Nick Schildberger, Chris Ashmore, Jeff Waters and myself. Technical production by Pete Letts. I'm Nicole Goodman. Thanks for listening. We'll bring you more Be Daily next week. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Mazars. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.